Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm talking about fish eyes in your resin. I'm not talking about glitter yet. Very pretty glitters from AB Designs. Let's talk about the first thing on my list, and that is humidity can cause fish eyes in your resin. So what I use is this tabletop humidifier. It's very inexpensive. I bought it on Amazon, and I'm not going to really demonstrate, but I just want to show you this little section removes and you can empty the water that appears. So resin does not like water, and humidity is water in the air. So what I do is what I don't do is actually keep a cup of hot tea or coffee near my workstation, even if it's a few feet away, which you'd want to do anyway. You don't want anything splashing in to your cup. But you don't want that humidity, that hot steam going in the air. The dehumidifier helps, and I usually turn on the dehumidifier probably an hour or two before I know that I will start my cup. I also check the humidity for the day. If the humidity is over 60%, then I check that on the weather. Just type in weather. I'm in Philadelphia, so weather Philadelphia, it'll show you the next 5 days. And currently today's Friday, I think the humidity is pretty low. So I won't necessarily run my humidifier because I don't need it if it's only 50%. But I'm in my kitchen, so half of my workspace in my kitchen is, my resin on one side, and then I have cooking station on the other side. So I won't boil any water either with the teapot, because the teapot adds humidity into the air. So that's one tip for the fish eyes in resin. The next one I have for you is using a fan. Now you do want to ventilate. This is just a little portable fan that I set up, and I draw the air out of my workspace out the window, and I'll show that in another video how I set up a portable fan with a corrugated tube that removes all the fumes out the window. But you don't want to have your fan blowing on your cup. Here's one of the cups I'm working on. You don't want the fan just blowing on here. That will affect your resin also. It won't help your resin cure faster, blowing a fan. Resin won't like that. Okay, the third item for fish eyes is your hands, actually. I'm wearing the black gloves, but I usually don't put the glove on till I'm about ready to apply my resin. So think about all the things that you touch in the meantime when you put the glove on. You might touch your face, which has oil. I'm in my kitchen, and I use my oven clock as my timer when I'm mixing my resin. So I might touch the oven clock and the panel, and that might have oil. So I avoid that. I put the glove on right before I'm going to apply the resin on my cup, and that way nothing on the glove will contaminate the cup. The next item would be your spray paint, and I have a can here of, this is a Krylon. It's a paint and primer. I really like this paint a lot. I painted the base of this cup. We're going to have another video on degassing your spray paint, because I called the company today. I actually called Rust-Oleum, and I found out some items or some details about spray paint that you would need to know. So when we're degassing, some people say wait 24 to 48 hours. You actually have to wait longer than that. But that will create fisheyes because as the propellant degasses, it can create a resist to your resin on your cup. Now, if that happens, you can just apply another coat of resin later. I guess it's 6 to 12 hours, and it'll cover up some of the fisheyes. So that's another reason you can get fisheyes when the spray paint is degassing. The next item is using alcohol. Now, people sand their cup. This is 99% alcohol, by the way. So when you're sanding your cup in the beginning, then people wipe down their cup with alcohol. I haven't found this to cause fisheyes, but I know people have said that. So what I've begun to do, just to be safe, is after I wipe my cup, I use a flour sack towel. This is actually not a towel, it's a cloth. It has no lint. So I clean my cup with alcohol, usually with like a paper towel. Then I take the cloth and I just dampen it and I wipe my cup down like this, just, back and forth with this lint-free cloth. It's called a flour sack towel, and it's spelled F-L-O-U-R because it's used in baking. Some of the bakers use the flour sack towel to cover their bread that's rising because it doesn't, put any lint on your baked goods. So I take after I wipe down with alcohol, I just take a damp cloth and I wipe off the alcohol basically. And then I dry it. I might, this is pretty big, so I'll use like one section to clean or wipe the alcohol off with the damp part, and then the dry section I will wipe because, resin doesn't like water, so you want to wipe off the dampness, or you could also torch your cup. So I really like these. I think I bought these off Amazon. I found some at Walmart, and they're really nice. They feel good, and you can use them in the kitchen. Of course, not the ones for your resin, but I do use these to bake with. Not in the oven, though. Okay, that's another video. Okay, the last item, which would be the fifth reason for fisheyes, is too little resin on your cup. I did find this in the beginning, but it really depends on what resin you're using. If you're using just more of a coating resin, not necessary for tumblers, like I use Little Windows resin, which I love, I found that if I didn't put enough resin on it as, like, say, the final coat, this is a 20-ounce tumbler, I would use 30 mLs of resin to coat this as a flood coat. If I used only 15 ounces, or if I used 20 ounces even, I found that wasn't enough. So that will give you some fisheyes, because the Little Windows is more of a top coat resin. It's really good for jewelry. There's no bubbles. For tumblers, it was really good, but I did find that it pulls in. It wants to draw in together and away from the edges, and if I didn't put enough on, like I said, it did cause fisheyes. So that could be another reason. It's good for you to check your resin, read every instruction you can, and find out what your resin can or cannot do. I don't buy resin from companies that don't give me enough pamphlet to read from, or don't give enough information, or don't answer my questions through email. I won't buy that resin again because I just don't know. I don't want to be wasting resin and experimenting when they should have told me already what's going on. So I find the most thing for me, because I live in a city that's very humid, especially in the summer, is when I'm using the dehumidifier. And this thing is great. It was only like $35, I believe. And it's just a little, like a tabletop. You can use a whole room dehumidifier. That would probably be even better. So this is a tumbler I'm working on, so I might make a video on how to do like a final coat. I think I have 2 more coats to put on this one. The SVGs are from Etsy. I have some textured vinyl here. So if you follow these instructions that I've given you to tell you that there's 6 different ways, there might be more things that happen for fish eyes, but the ones that I've found and that I've read about and I've seen other people talk about, there's plenty there for you to investigate yourself, and I hope that helps you. So if you could right now take a minute and just subscribe to my channel. I have another channel, but it's not an art channel, so I'm not really new to making videos. So I appreciate a thumbs up, a like, and a subscribe, and I'll be making some more videos for you guys. And I hope this helped. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day now. Bye-bye.